what is the biggest difference, whether it be on the pitch or in the quality of training? Like what's the number one biggest difference between League One and the Championship?
I would say just in terms of environments, obviously you have a few more bigger stadiums in the championship. Obviously you have, the big stadiums like Louisville, teams that have, I would say bigger environments, harder environments to play in. Even Orange County, we have, I think, one of the best environments in stadiums. I really love our home field. Um, so that's something you have to get used to as well. I personally love it because I feel like it makes me even more hyped for a game. But in terms of on the field, I think compared to League One, I think the difference is maybe in both boxes. We say that a lot, in any country and anytime you compare two divisions, I think sometimes the level can be similar, but then the margin of error, defensively and offensively is smaller the higher you go. And I think that's something that's we can see in the Euromeister games sometimes. If a League One team is having a good game defensively, I think last weekend Greenville played against Charleston, and they had a really good defensive, game, and they kept a shutout, and they found a goal, they won the game. So for me, it's really about, I would say, defending really well and attacking very well. So it's pretty simple. I think championship teams tend to have more efficiency in both boxes. So that's maybe why when or where you find the level increases a little bit.
And we saw that over this past weekend, with Portland, Heart of Pine. I mean, they had a fantastic win in the Jägermeister Cup 4-2. I mean, they scored some goals, and that's kind of what you're talking about, being efficient in both boxes. And they allowed two, but you can allow two when you score four. So
Exactly.
it's just the way these games are being played. And the Jägermeister Cup's been a lot of fun to see this interleague competition kind of manifest in itself. And it's going to be even more fun when they add a first division in 2027, which I
Yes.
know a lot of guys are excited for. I want to go back to Greenville for just a moment. You had a brilliant two seasons, not even just 2024 where you had all the honors, but even 2023, the fastest hat trick in league history. You scored 4 goals in a game, which is ridiculous. It's something I can only do on FIFA, and you did it, in a professional match here in the United States. What worked for you in Greenville, and what have you tried to bring with you to California?
To be honest, yeah, in Greenville, my first year, I was just trying to find my marks in the professional game. My goal was to learn as much as I could at that level. The first few months, I remember just talking a lot with the older guys. We were lucky to have Leo Castro, a striker that has a ton of experience. So I try to learn a lot from the older guys, and then I think I found glimpses of what I could do at that stage my first year. Like you said, the 4 goal game, or some games where I had goals or assists or good moments, but I was still finding my way into doing it every week. And I think it comes down to just, weekly work. I think the one thing I did well in Greenville was implementing small, bits of extra work every day. Especially, honestly, both years I've tried to do it, and I think it really showed my second year. And to answer your question about what I try to bring into Orange County is the same thing. I try, if it's 15 minutes or 20 minutes of extra work I can do every day, whether it's on the field or in the gym. I think over a long season, like we have a 10-month season, I think you never know when, it's going to really click, and then you're going to start showing results in terms of numbers. I'm personally not too focused about numbers because I know it just reflects, the work and the effort you put in. So I know overall it's going to balance itself out. But I think that's the main thing I try to bring. It's just be professional and work on what I need to work on. There's team training, and I think there's always extras you can do. So yeah.
No. And look, in journalism, we're pretty much obsessed with the numbers because that's how like our metric for how you guys are. But yeah, I think what you said is has a lot of value, right? If you do all the right things, both, on the pitch on game day and especially in the training, the numbers are going to come regardless.